Hello, welcome to my channel. In this video, I am going to explain you about the operating systems. Here operating system means it acts as an interface between the user and the hardware. And why do we need the operating systems? Can't we execute any program without operating systems? Before 1950s, the programmers used to execute the program without operating system. They used to directly interact with the hardware, like by giving the program through the punched cards, and it nearly takes 10 to 30 days to get the output for a particular program. And after the evolution of operating system, it became very easier to execute a particular task. So here the OS acts as an interface between the user and the hardware. So let me explain you with a simple example. Suppose there are two persons here, person A and person B. Person A knows only Hindi and person B knows only English. Okay, and these two people want to communicate with each other. How can they communicate? So with the help of a translator, they can communicate with each other. The translator will listen to person A, and he will convert the Hindi language to English language for the person B. And then he listens to the person B and converts the English language to Hindi language for the person A. Like this, the translator will using the translator, these two people can communicate with each other. So coming to our example here, using the operating system, the users and hardware can interact with each other. Okay, so they can directly communicate with each other using the operating system. Similarly, here the user can interact with the hardware directly with the help of the operating system. Okay, since software is a set of programs and hardware is a combination of binary bits of data. Okay, so that's why here OS will act as an interface between the users and the hardware. So here we are having the many hardware resources like a CPU, main memory, secondary memory, and input-output devices. Okay, the user can interact with these hardware resources using the operating system. Suppose I want to watch a video, then I can play the video with the help of the software only, right? With the MX player, I am playing the video. Okay. So the playing of video is done by the operating system, and fetching the video from the main memory to the secondary memory to the main memory is done by the operating system. Okay, so let me explain clearly with a simple real-time example. An OS is similar to a government. It may be a central government or state government. Okay, like a government, it performs no useful function by itself. It simply provides an environment within which other programs can do useful work. And other real-time example is principal of a school. He coordinates, manages, and controls activities of the students and the faculty. Okay, so these two are the simple real-time examples. And coming to the next one. So OS will act as a resource manager, and it also acts as a program controller. Okay. So first of all, coming to the first point. So it acts as a resource manager here. So in the given diagram, so here n number of users were connected to the operating system. Okay. Here the user 1 is executing a program. User 2 is printing a document, and user n is performing a database transaction. Okay. So here n number of users were performing n number of different tasks. So since the user 1 is executing a program, it needs CPU, and user 2 is printing a document, it needs access to memory and input-output device. Similarly for user n, it needs to communicate with the server through the network. So here each user needs different resources and input-output devices. See, all the allotment of the resources to the particular user is done by the operating system. Okay, so that's why it acts as a resource manager. Okay, and the other one is it acts as a program controller. Okay, So let me tell you a simple example here. And I want to execute a particular program that is present in the secondary memory. So I am going to fetch the particular program P1 from the secondary memory to the main memory, and it is being executed using the CPU here. See, all this task is done by the operating system. Okay, so that's why it acts as a program controller. In the previous example also, so here the n number of users were performing the n number of tasks, and each and everything will be managed and programmed by the operating system. Okay, and operating system is the only program that starts when we switch on the system. Okay, it is the first program that starts when we switch on the system, and the process of fetching the OS is one program that is running at all times in the computer, right? So operating system is the first program that will start executing when we switch on the system. Okay, so whenever we turn on the system, the operating system software is fetched from the secondary memory to the main memory, and the CPU will start executing that operating system. So this process of fetching the operating system from the secondary memory to main memory for execution is called as a booting process. Okay, so this process is called as a booting process, and operating system will run all the time in the computer, that is starting from turning on the computer to the until we turn off the computer, it will run continuously. So coming to the goals of the operating system, the main goals of the operating system are efficiency and conveniency. Okay, so here the conveniency means user friendliness. In the earlier days, we were using the Unix operating system. In the Unix operating system, each and everything will be in the format of commands, right? Suppose I want to move a file, so for that also I'm going to give a move command to copy a file, to move a file, to list a file, to print a file. For each and everything, we were using the commands. Okay, in the Unix operating system, and now we are using the Windows operating system. Mostly 80% of the people were using the Windows operating system because of its conveniency. Here user can interact with this particular operating system in a very easier manner. Okay, and coming to the efficiency, okay, it must be, the operating system must be easier and must perform given operation very efficiently. That means it must give very appropriate results. Okay, so we are having the multiple number of operating systems in the market, like Unix OS, Linux, Windows, Symbian OS, Android OS, Mac OS. Okay, so each and every operating system is having its own priority, and it is having its best future. Okay. In the mainframe operating system, it is designed primarily to optimize utilization of hardware, and in the case of PC operating system, it supports complex games, business applications, and everything in between. Operating system for handheld computers designed to provide an environment in which user can easily interface with the computer to execute programs. So thus some operating systems are designed to be convenient and others to be efficient and others a combination of both. Okay. So thanks for watching my video. Please do subscribe, like, share and comment. Thank you.